EastEnders Natalie Cassidy fumes as private conversation leaked on Loose Women. EastEnders icon Natalie Cassidy appeared totally stunned when Loose Women host Charlene White revealed details of their private behind-the-scenes chat on live TV. Natalie joined the ITV daytime favorite as a guest panelist and dished some exclusive behind-the-scenes secrets about the acting guidance she received from Walford heavyweights like the legendary Dame Barbara Windsor and June Brown. Natalie opened up with genuine emotion. "Barbara, on a professional level, really helped me. She was straight to the point. She instilled in me the importance of things like punctuality, politeness, kindness, and most importantly being thoroughly prepared by always knowing your lines and deeply appreciating your role," expressed Natalie, taking the audience through her invaluable lessons. As the audience showed their appreciation with buzzing applause, Charlene quickly interjected with a revealing comment. "She could let you know she wasn't happy with just one look if you came in after a big night out when you were working the next day." This prompted Natalie to retort sharply, "Thank you for that. It was a private conversation in the green room." Despite the little on-air call-out, Natalie, who is one of EastEnders' best-known characters after first appearing on the hit BBC soap 30 years ago, laughed it off and proceeded to spill more tea about the light-hearted scolding she sometimes endured from Barbara. Looking back fondly, she shared a mischievous anecdote. "I remember going out with H from Steps one night. It could have been in the early 2000s or maybe the very late 90s. The next day at work, there I was splashed across newspapers. In those days, that was a huge deal for us EastEnders." She continued, "I remember walking past and seeing Barbara with a paper. She was like, 'Morning.' I was like, 'I have been out but I am on time.' But I don't think I ever did it again. I never went out on a school night ever again." Charlene chimed in, "It's keeping you in line without saying a word," as Natalie confessed that Barbara was amazing. June Brown, however, concentrated on providing Natalie with acting tips. As the audience showed their appreciation with buzzing applause, Charlene quickly interjected with a revealing comment. "She could let you know she wasn't happy with just one look if you came in after a big night out when you were working the next day." This prompted Natalie to retort sharply, "Thank you for that. It was a private conversation in the green room." Despite the little on-air call-out, Natalie, who is one of EastEnders' best-known characters after first appearing on the hit BBC soap 30 years ago, laughed it off and proceeded to spill more tea about the light-hearted scolding she sometimes endured from Barbara. Looking back fondly, she shared a mischievous anecdote. "I remember going out with H from Steps one night. It could have been in the early 2000s or maybe the very late 90s. The next day at work, there I was splashed across newspapers. In those days, that was a huge deal for us EastEnders." She continued, "I remember walking past and seeing Barbara with a paper. She was like, 'Morning.' I was like, 'I have been out but I am on time.' But I don't think I ever did it again. I never went out on a school night ever again." Charlene chimed in, "It's keeping you in line without saying a word," as Natalie confessed that Barbara was amazing. June Brown, however, concentrated on providing Natalie with acting tips. Loose Women host halts live show for huge breaking news announcement. Charlene White was forced to halt the latest edition of Loose Women as she informed ITV viewers and the live studio audience on some breaking news about Gareth Southgate. Loose Women's Charlene White halted the latest live show with huge breaking news. The 44-year-old presenter was back on the panel of the ITV daytime show on Tuesday, July 16, alongside Colleen Nolan, Kelly Bryan, and special guest Natalie Cassidy, and kicked off the program with an announcement. Charlene informed the studio audience and viewers at home that Gareth Southgate has stepped down as England manager just 2 days after the team's heartbreaking Euros defeat 2-1 against Spain. Writing a lengthy statement, shared by the official England account on X, Southgate said, "As a proud Englishman, it has been the honor of my life to play for England and to manage England. It has meant everything to me, and I have given it my all. But it's time for change, and for a new chapter. Sunday's final in Berlin against Spain was my final game as England manager. Leading tributes to Southgate's time as manager, the Prince of Wales shared a picture of the two of them together, saying that he wanted to thank him, not as the president of the Football Association, but as an England fan. "Thank you for showing humility, compassion, and true leadership under the most intense pressure and scrutiny," Prince William's statement said, finishing by calling Southgate an all-round class act. In the round of 16, they beat Colombia 4-3 on penalties, after losing on spot kicks in 3 previous World Cups. Under his leadership, they also reached the quarter-finals of the 2022 World Cup, played in Qatar, and the final of Euro 2020 at Wembley, held in 2021, losing to Italy on penalties. Loose Women's Denise Welch confirms new job away from ITV show with TV icons. Denise Welch has revealed she will be starring in her first pantomime for 12 years, as her co-stars have also been confirmed. Denise Welch has announced a rather surprising career move, with the Loose Women star revealing to fans that she will be doing her first pantomime in 12 years. And she'll be sharing the spotlight with 2 very well-known faces from the small screen. No stranger to the stage, given that she performed with Newcastle's Live Theatre Company at the start of her career, and has more recently taken roles in the likes of Calendar Girls, The Wind in the Willows, and acclaimed play, The Gap with Matthew Kelly. Denise was once a bit of a regular on the panto circuit, and is now going back to the festive institution that many stars get involved with every single Christmas. Breaking the big news on her Instagram story that she will be taking on the role of Hook in Peter Pan in Nottingham this year, Denise wrote, "Well, me hearties, haven't done one for 12 years, but I'm giving my Captain Hook at Nottingham Theatre Royal this Christmas. So excited." Denise also posted a promotional poster for Peter Pan on her main Instagrid, with the flyer revealing that she will be joined in the cast by TV icons Paul Chuckle and Gok Wan. Her followers didn't take long to react to her shock announcement, with one writing, "You ain't ethereal Gok Wan, what a riot." A second commented, "I need to come and see this. What a lineup," while going full panto. Denise's husband, Lincoln Townley, responded, "Oh no, it's not. Chronicle Live is now on WhatsApp and we want you to join our communities. We have a number of communities to join, so you can choose which one you want to be part of, and we'll send you the latest news direct to your phone. You could even join them all. To join, you need to have WhatsApp on your device. All you need to do is choose which community you want to join, click on the link and press Join Community. No one will be able to see who is signed up, and no one can send messages except the Chronicle Live team. We also treat our community members to special offers, promotions, and adverts from us and our partners. If you don't like our community, you can check out anytime you like. To leave our community, click on the name at the top of your screen and choose Exit Group." Loose Women star Brenda Edwards on Underdog show Hairspray as she makes directorial debut in Manchester. Later this week, Manchester City Centre will be transformed into a 1960s-era Baltimore full of music and brightly colored outfits as beloved musical Hairspray comes to the Palace Theatre. But whilst this certainly isn't the first time the show, inspired by the John Waters movie of the same name, has come to Manchester, it is a first in many other regards. One being the fact that it marks Loose Women star Brenda Edwards' directorial debut, as she co-directs alongside Paul Careyson. The musical, which kicks off tonight, July 16, and runs until July 27, follows a young Tracy Turnblad, who has dreams to become famous, but is judged on how she looks. Set amongst a world of racial tension and discrimination, Brenda says the show features many themes which are just as prevalent today as they were when the original movie was released back in 1988. 3 Hairspray addresses the story of something that really happened in 1962. The TV channel was there, but black people were not allowed to be on television, Brenda, 55, explains. "I think it's important for people to not feel scared to talk about discrimination, whether that be sexual discrimination or racial discrimination. It's a topic that I think needs to be spoken about more than it is. But not everybody understands or necessarily knows the right way to say things nowadays. I think there is maybe a nervousness about discussing it as points and opinions can be so instantly judged, and that can be frightening. It's very important to me that the cast are able to do that, and have that open forum and an open platform. I was born in 1969, and I saw racial discrimination myself back then. And unfortunately, I still see it today. And it saddens me every time. But the one thing that I do is stand up for myself. And that's what this story is about, Tracy standing up for herself and what she believes in. And she's just trying to get everybody else to believe, just as she does, that everybody can exist together. Brenda, who hails from Luton, rose to prominence during the second series of The X Factor in 2005. Coming in fourth place, she went on to perform roles in musicals like Chicago, playing Mama Morton, and We Will Rock You. In 2019, she also performed in Sister Act, the musical, receiving personal praise directly from Whoopi Goldberg herself. Conveniently, she also played the role of Motormouth Maybelle in Hairspray between 2015 and 2017. Because I've been behind the scenes and on the stage performing in this great musical, I have another way of looking at it, Brenda explains of her approach to directing the 2024 tour. I'm not going to be changing the central story, because it's fantastic, but I'll be investigating and developing it a bit more and getting people to think about it maybe in a slightly different way. The cast features a mixture of talented theater professionals as well as relative newcomers. During the first half of the tour, including Manchester, the role of Velma Von Tussle will be played by Hairspray veteran Gina Murray before Strictly Come Dancing's Joanne Clifton takes on the role. I had the pleasure of working with Gina previously on Hairspray, and she is a phenomenal actress. Brenda said, "You know, I'm really pleased with the cast that we've got. It's going to be spectacular." Taking on the role of Motormouth Maybelle that Brenda herself had for 3 years will be Michelle Degwa. She's got a beautiful voice, Brenda, who is also a presenter of Songs of Praise adds. As soon as she started singing, I got goosebumps, my arm hairs were sticking up. Motormouth to me is the linchpin of the show. I'm excited for everybody else to hear her beautiful voice that's got so much soul and gospel heart. And asked about how she feels about opening the show here in Manchester, Brenda confesses she couldn't quite imagine having her directorial debut kickstart anywhere else. I'm very excited to be doing 2 weeks at Manchester, she admits. It's going to be an amazing experience opening at the Palace Theatre. I mean, Manchester knows how to raise the roof. They really know how to have a great night. It's going to be great for those in the show who are making their debut. It's a great place to start. I've got so many fond memories of there from so many different shows. I'm very excited to be doing 2 weeks at Manchester, she admits. It's going to be an amazing experience opening at the Palace Theatre. I mean, Manchester knows how to raise the roof. They really know how to have a great night. It's going to be great for those in the show who are making their debut. It's a great place to start. I've got so many fond memories of there from so many different shows.